When an iconic structure burns, what's lost is many times irreplaceable, but every so often, out of the ashes, something else is found.
With photojournalist Cale Zimney, Fox 6's Stephanie Grady explores what's sparking faith from fire.
Milwaukee County 911 Dispatcher Miller, where is your emergency?
Hi, I'm at the Milwaukee County Safety Building. There is a church on fire.
Milwaukee County 911 location emergency.
I'm near the Cathedral Center, and it's currently on fire.
May 15th, 2018.
I'll never forget that day. I got a call from a pastor telling me the church was on fire.
Thick black smoke fills Milwaukee's downtown sky.
I was staggered, almost speechless.
Standing since 1878.
Never in my imagination ever thought that Trinity would catch on fire.
Trinity Evangelical Lutheran Church, an icon at 9th and Highland, was burning. Its longtime pastor,
the fire trucks, they came,
could do nothing but watch.
And started dumping water like crazy on it, but the conditions were such that there wasn't much you could do to stop the fire.
This is all that's left of the Victorian Gothic Cathedral 24 hours later. The inside gutted, except for 3 large oil paintings of Jesus Christ, unprotected yet practically unscathed.
You're looking at that going, wow, that is amazing. How in the world?
They were displayed on the altar, now surrounded by fallen charred debris and ash.
Was it coincidence? If you ask the people, they all have a different perspective of God's hand in this.
You have to watch your head.
Deputy Chief Chris Snyder,
it gets a little steeper,
of the Milwaukee Fire Department, gives perspective on how Trinity's fire started.
What happened there?
At a similarly constructed Milwaukee church.
The eave line's down there. That's where the fire started, right? And then it gets rolling up in here.
The flames engulf the attic space, eventually leading to the collapse on everything below.
You're looking at these paintings as well.
Now, maybe it's not as miraculous as turning water into wine, but
looking at where those paintings were hanging, just the right angle, the right protection, that east wall, however it was, water banking off, not coming down on top of it. And again, practically speaking, I'm looking at that going, okay, so amazingly, these were untouched.
This story of religious items being miraculously salvaged isn't unique to Trinity. In fact, just this year, a painting of Jesus is the only thing that survived a fire at a church in Massachusetts on February 2nd. In March, Freedom Ministries Church in West Virginia ignites, leaving nothing behind but Bibles and a cross, all perfectly intact. A couple of weeks later in Plover, Wisconsin, a 150-year-old Bible survives its second fire when St. Paul's United Methodist goes up in flames. And who could forget the image that emerged after Paris's Notre Dame burned in April? A hanging cross in the center of the cathedral, surrounded by nothing but devastation. So that's the question. Was it a perfect storm of circumstances that spared these religious treasures, or something else?
Does God deal in coincidences?
Ron Yancey is the president of Trinity's congregation and believes God played a role.
I believe that God has a hand in most everything.
And parishioner Lurlena Radcliffe, who was there the day the fire broke out, agrees.
It can't be ignored.
Today, the paintings, and there are actually 6 of them, 3 others were stored behind, are in the process of being cleaned up at Conrad Schmidt Studios in New Berlin.
The roof fell in. These survived. They should have been destroyed, but here we have it.
It's a meticulous process for Eileen Grogan and her team.
Starting to do is remove some of that discolored varnish.
But one that means so much.
I personally have never seen anything exactly like what happened at Trinity.
And all these other beams will come off the sides.
Trinity itself is in the midst of being put back together. It's a years-long process to fix the nearly $10 million in damage. But despite all that was lost that windy day in May, it's what wasn't that gives many pause and maybe even a renewed faith from the fire.
He didn't make the fire start. But he can give us a church that was better than before. In a lot of ways it will be. I mean, we might wind up with air conditioning.
There is currently a lawsuit filed against the contractor working on the roof of Trinity when that fire was sparked. The lawsuit notes the cost of repairing the building, which is included on the National Register of Historic Places, is estimated to be in excess of $10 million. Stephanie Grady, Fox 6 News.
Stephanie, thank you. Miraculous. Some of those paintings just intact.
Yeah, I don't even think you need to be a believer per se to just appreciate what still exists now in our community. It's kind of one-of-a-kind painting. So, but man, that story makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
Well, flooding.